So, Greninja has caught your eye, huh? Well, I don't blame you. If I started playing a game with 20,000 characters and didn't know which one to choose, I'd probably go with the skinny, jacked, crazy frog with the 6-foot-long tongue scarf too. But before you can go out there and start whooping some tushy with Greninja, you're gonna need to understand the fundamentals of not just Smash Bros, but also of the ways of the ninja. So without further delay, I think it's time we take a look at how to follow in Greninja's weird, webbed footsteps. Let's get into it. So first things first, of course, like all good ninjas do, Greninja has mastered the art of manipulating his jumps so he can suspend himself in midair while doing some crazy Bruce Lee stuff to mess up his opponent, all the while performing and successfully landing some Olympic-level acrobatic maneuver with ease. Which is a fancy way of saying that Greninja, just like legitimately every other character in the game, has some fun aerials to play around with. Forward and back aerial tossle your opponent like a sack of Chesto berries, neutral aerial helps push them away from you, up aerial is a juggler's wet dream, and down aerial is honestly not the most advisable move off the stage, but every time you land on your opponent with it, you do bounce off of them like a friggin' trampoline, which is not only very fun for you, but also very annoying for them, which in turn makes it even more fun for you. So use the move as often as you can. Also, you know how a second ago I was trying to make those aerials that Greninja has that like every other character can use as well sound super complicated and badass? Well, just because every other character has their own aerials that they can do too, that doesn't mean that you can act like the ones you have are obscenely harder to pull off than theirs. Just tell them that because you're playing the ninja guy, you have to press a lot more buttons to do the totally cool stuff you're doing. Because when you do say that, it's just gonna make your opponent feel that much more inferior. And hey, they won't know the difference. They're still probably busy trying to remember whether the name of the character you're playing as is Lucario or Mewtwo. So feel free to take advantage of any stupidity that occurs on the battlefield. It's a technique that I not only encourage, but I promote. Anyway, speaking of being a piece of shit, you remember that kid that always used to make the paper throwing stars in school when you were a kid? And remember how much those things fucking hurt when that kid pelt you with them because that little asshole thought other children's pain was funny? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret here. The kid was onto something. And thanks to Greninja's neutral special, you can see that for yourself. Tap the B button and you get a little mini star to keep opponents at bay and just generally repeatedly boop the snoot, and hold the B button and that star transforms into a heavy-hitting multi-hit messer-upper that can even lead to a nice little KO later on. If you're really looking to screw with your opponent's day though, which you always should be, you're gonna want to hit him with that side special. With this attack, Greninja can pick which direction he wants to approach his opponent from, then hit them with the classic special, and if he lands a hit on them, it can do an impressive chunk of damage to anybody that gets caught with their around their ankles. And the trick to this move is to never let your opponent know that if you just look on the ground, you can actually see exactly where Greninja is gonna go by looking at his shadow as it moves in their direction before he teleports. And if your opponents are already aware of that little tip, you can instead use this to your advantage so that while your opponent is focused on that little shadow, you yourself can disappear out of sight from them in real life, so that just before Greninja reappears, you can pop up, possibly from behind, but preferably from inside the couch to judo chop the shit out of them, using your real life attack to leave their character completely open to Greninja's in-game attack. Morally dubious? Yeah, for sure. But like, who cares if you lose your friendship so long as you win the game? You don't want to be friends with a loser. Super Gamer Pro tips aside though, let's move on to Greninja's down special. This attack actually deals 25% to Greninja just like in the Pokemon games and leaves him completely vulnerable as he attempts to replace himself with a decoy that is extremely weak and can't attack your opponents at all. And you may be wondering what the benefit of using this move is, what with how bafflingly useless it sounds like it is. And that's fair. Fortunately though, basically everything I just said was a bold-faced lie. Now why would I lie to you, the dear viewers and fellow smashers of bros and lady bros alike? Well, aside from sociopathic hedonism, that lie is the perfect example of something you can say to your opponent to get them to hit you when you activate this move, which is literally just a counter, by the way. So when your opponent goes to smack the crap out of you, they're gonna get big hurted, I guarantee. And finally, when it's time to send your opponents into whatever ninjas have instead of the Shadow Realm, that's when you pull out your ultimate technique. Put on your best sneaking shoes, get up right in their face, take a deep yet incredibly stealthy breath, and then you slash their fucking head off in broad daylight with your goddamn 1000-degree water knife. Wait, maybe don't do that. That doesn't sound very ninja-like. Maybe I just read that wrong. Let me check the script for that one again. Oh, no, shit. I guess that is what it said. Dome removal, broad of daylight, spicy water knife. Yeah, it's all there. Never mind. Let's talk smash attacks. To start things off, forward smash is gonna slice your opponent so hard that they get cut from the next fucking Pokemon game. Down smash is good for covering both your ass and your front-facing ass for when you're not sure which side your opponent will be on. And up smash is gonna snatch your opponents in midair and send them blasting off again like those assholes from Team Rocket. And with all of this knowledge combined, and a little bit of willingness to be a complete major asshole, you'll be on your way to being being the best ninja the world has ever seen. Anyway, that's everything you need to know about our blue froggy master of Taekwondo. So it's time to take your knowledge out onto the battlefield. Train hard, troll harder, and if you still aren't able to defeat your opponent after all of that, just do what Greninja would do. Get right up close to him, lick the absolute shit out of them, giving them several direct tongue-to-ear wet willies, throw down a smoke grenade, and then never speak to them again. Anyway, until next time, sneaky masters, sayonara. Hey, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe because I make a new video every single Monday. I also have a Discord, Twitter, and Facebook that if you want to follow those, you can absolutely do that. The links are right there on the bottom of the screen and also in the description. So go check that out. Anyway, of the two characters on the screen right now, let me know in the comments or in my Discord which one you want to see next. And that's all I got for you. So until next time, guys, I'm walking you.